Yo, what is up Zombie Nation, it's your boy Dame and welcome back to a brand new video of your source for COD Zombies news, zombie information and everything that you need to know about zombies. Guys, you know exactly what to do. Go down there, make that thumb blue, let's get 115 likes on this video. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you're not new, don't forget to hit that little bell so you're notified of exactly when I upload. Teasers, leaks and new guns all coming in today's episode, so without further ado, let's get straight into that video. The first story today comes from Brian Bright. Brian Bright is the project director of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. This guy's been around the block, and I ain't talking Jenny. He's been working on like Guitar Hero, Tony Hawk, and many other games, many epic games in the past. Well, he just posted a tweet up on his Twitter, and it reads, "Putting the finishing touches on DLC3 before I head to E3. Now in this picture, apart from the fact it looks like to be at home, so he seems to work from home on this DLC, you can see a lot of technical equipment on the right hand side, but what is the most interesting part is what's on the left hand side. As you can see, he has a TV screen. On that TV screen there's a newspaper, he's holding the Kindle, and there's also some pliers next to it. Now we're not going to talk about the pliers, we're not going to talk about the fact that he's holding the Kindle, so maybe that is the starting weapon for the new DLC3, but we're going to talk about the newspaper that is on the actual screen. Now this newspaper pops up everywhere. It's in a shouting shuffle all across the map, and on this particular newspaper it shows a theatre. Now as we know, theatres play a really big role in Infinite Warfare Zombies. That's actually the Afterlife arcade. That's obviously where Wyler is most of the time, and that's where we go at the beginning of Zombies. But he seems to really be pointing out this particular newspaper, which is very strange. I have to give my boy Just Another UK a little shout out just here, because he pointed me in the right direction for some of the information that is coming up next. Now if you take yourself into a map in multiplayer called Throwback, you will actually find exactly the same theatre. Now it's not unlike Infinite Warfare to use same textures for different maps. They also used the lion statue in Shout and Shuffle in a multiplayer map as well, and now we see the theatre. But unlike the lion, the theatre plays a bigger part in Infinite Warfare Zombies. Now if we take ourselves into Throwback and have a closer look at the actual theatre, we can see some things that are rather interesting about this theatre. On the board we're showing what film is playing. It actually says Attack of the Saucer Clones, and it says Return of the Saucer Clones. It actually seems like it's two different types of movies that are currently playing within the theatre. Now if we take ourselves to either side of that theatre, there is a poster, and on that poster it says Attack of the Saucer Clones. Now again, it's very hard to make a connection why the newspapers from Shout and Shuffle and now from DLC3 have the same theatre as what's in Throwback. But what is really interesting about this, and what gives us what I believe to be an awesome timescale, is if we take ourselves to the right hand side of the theatre, there are some flags, and the flags read on them, "Step back into the time of nostalgic 1950s. Underneath that there's a logo that says Addison Funland. I can't make too much sense about that, but this is another nod to the fact that we could be, or we should be, or we may be going back to the 1950s in DLC3. Now there's been a lot of speculation and leaks, but the majority of these leaks have been wrong, so it's very hard to warrant them with any truth. Now apart from the fact of Elvira, who we believe to be the special DLC3 character, as we've had a DLC3 teaser so far, and that teaser was a picture of a building. That picture of a building was actually from a scene from Midnight Madness, what Elvira, Cassandra Patterson, actually hosted. But if we keep ourselves in the 1950s, there was a show called The Vampira Show, and this was hosted by someone they like to call Vampira. Her real name was Mela Nurmi. Now the show was actually cancelled for a reason that is unknown to me, but in the 80s they actually wanted to bring this particular series back. The station set out a casting call, Peterson auditioned and she won the role. The producers left it up to her to create the role's image, so it's basically down to Elvira to create the actual image and the show herself. And I believe the Vampira Show that was first brought in on the 1950s was actually changed to Elvira's Movie Macabre, or Macabre. My pronunciation is very bad. So there's some more evidence there that it seems like we're going back to the 1950s because of the Vampira Show. And now for this small bit of evidence that Brian Bright posted up on his Twitter. It made no sense in Shout and Shuffle, but the fact that he's teasing it for DLC3, it does seem like to me is all pointing towards the 1950s. The next story today comes from the Mecca the Sunglasses Emoji King. Lee Ross posted a tweet up on his Twitter. This tweet is not of huge importance, but it still makes the news. He says, celebrating the completion of DLC3 with my zombie team eating way too much Korean barbecue, cool looking sunglasses emoji. They're basically just at a restaurant, but the main point here is DLC3 is complete. Now we've had many tweets before saying that DLC3 is complete, but I am assuming by now this is other aspects of the DLC3. They could have completed it once and added more, then completed it again and added more, but it does really seem like it is completed now. But the next tweet is what is of the most importance. Lee Ross posts again on his Twitter and it reads, lots of great content crammed into hashtag DLC3. Another Wyler production coming to a theater near you in a matter of weeks. Stay tuned, cool looking sunglasses emoji in a matter of weeks. Yes, but what does this mean? It's the 16th of June today, and if we assume that it was coming out on the 11th of July, technically that is still weeks, but it's very close to a month. So it does really seem like this could be coming out on July the 4th, Independence Day. That is just an assumption, that is not a fact. Maybe they waited until the month was out, and then technically saying weeks would still apply if it was to come out on the 11th of July. Now it feels like to me at the minute we're not so much in a stale period, but it kind of feels like what Black Ops 3 done back when they was actually posting out DLCs. We had this very huge gap in the middle of the season where it wasn't so much stale, but there was no zombie content whatsoever. We had to wait that extra little bit longer for reasons unknown. But to have this tweet is a breath of fresh air. It's only literally, quote, a matter of weeks now before the DLC drops. So that's pretty hyped to know. Maybe it is 11th of July, maybe it is the 4th of July. Again, it's an Independence Day. People don't usually work on Independence Day, but you never know. Their team is that hard working, they could work any day of the week. Get it hype, boys. Hashtag DLC3 hype in the comments if you are excited for DLC3 with your girl Elvira, hopefully, and in the 1950s. The next story today, my boy Lesky13 Gaming is the guy that actually let me onto this one, but he sent me a link over to the Infinite Warfare Reddit, and on there is a post and it reads, Model 2187 epic triple barreled variant gameplay for the brand new up and coming shotgun that has already been leaked in the past, coming to Infinite Warfare. Of course, this applies to zombies because we're getting in zombies. I can't show you any footage on screen now. I can't really show you any images on screen apart from the original post, which doesn't give away a lot, but there's going to be some links in the description if you want to go and check it out. I have to give a big shout out to Mr. Johnny over on YouTube because this is the guy that actually founded this actual footage. So go to his YouTube channel, there's a link in one of his videos that sends you to another place to go and see the actual footage. But it's a triple barreled akimbo shotgun, and oh my days. This is just absolutely crazy. Can you imagine running around DLC 3 with a triple barrel double packed shotgun? It's going to be absolutely awesome. It's going to be an epic variant of the Model 2187 shotgun, again, which was leaked a while back. Please make sure to go and check out the footage because it is absolutely insane. This gun should be coming out within the next 2 weeks is my prediction. If it's not then, when DLC 3 drops, I can imagine it will be somewhat of about a week after that. So get hyped for that one, guys. Go check out the footage, and yeah, triple barrel shotguns for the win. The next story today, the last and final Samantha Max Ammo Easter egg has been found in Shangri-La. Now a big shout out to Glitching Queen for finding this. Again, it's just a Max Ammo Easter egg. You have to do the Samantha dolls, you have to shoot some pans, you have to hit some gongs, you have to do a few steps to get your max ammo and the hidden Easter egg song. So a big shout out to Glitching Queen, and links will be in the description. Now there is a lot of controversy right now surrounding Glitching Queen and this particular Easter egg, and I'm not going to go too much into it because the community is kind of separated on this controversy right now, but I would just like to add my 2 cents to the conversation. Now Glitching Queen has been a very big YouTuber for a very long time, and we all know Glitching Queen to be the queen of zombies. She does her thing when it comes to Easter eggs. Now there's a lot of speculation right now that Glitching Queen actually data mined the actual Easter egg, which is nothing new in the community. Most Easter eggs, a majority of the Easter eggs are data mined in the community, and whether or not she did data mine this particular Easter egg, somebody would have pretty soon. But in her defense, her reaction was very legitimate finding the actual Easter egg. And I would also like to add as well, there has been another 7 Samantha Easter eggs that came out before Zombie Chronicles was available on PC, because of course that is the only way you can really data mine these games is by going into the PC files, and Glitching Queen and Smart Guy and many others have been the leading guys in solving in all these max ammo Easter eggs. But as soon as it drops on PC and it gets found the day after, without beating around a bush, push too much. She's getting burned just a little bit. Now, I do remember an update on PlayStation 4 about a week or 2 weeks ago, and Glitching Queen, I believe, found the Moon Max Ammo Easter egg and another Max Ammo Easter egg just after an update on PlayStation 4. But there was no cries for data mining within that, even though it was found as soon as the update came out. It was impossible to data mine the information, but as soon as it drops on PC and it was found, it seems like the zombie community has turned against Glitching Queen and blamed her for data mining. I mean, and again, I don't know the truth, I don't know the facts, this is just my speculation. I don't want to see the zombie community torn apart. Glitching Queen's a very good YouTuber, and this is a very, very good and positive zombie community. So let's keep it that way. There's going to be a link in the description for Glitching Queen's tutorial, so if you don't know how to do it, make sure you go down and check it out. I would also like to add to the fact, yes, this could have been data mined. It is a possibility that it could have been data mined. Not so much by Glitching Queen, just the fact that it can be data mined. But please do remember that the Queen of Zombies herself, Glitching Queen, has brought us much content in the past. Many Easter eggs, not data mined. She put a lot of effort, a lot of work into zombies to bring us, the community, information and full tutorials for the Easter eggs. So please just remember that before you going over, leaving your dislikes and leaving mean comments. That would be awesome. Keep it positive, guys. Let's show the other communities on YouTube who is the best community by far. The zombies. And the last story today, Treyarch pulled a stupid. Oh yes, they did. If you own Zombie Chronicles on Xbox or PC, you would have jumped in today to find Days of the Undead. Notice they took 8 days away. Yeah, it's not 8 days of the Undead anymore, it's just Days of the Undead. But check this, play zombie maps in multiplayer. Get down on Nakdar and Toten, Shinanuma, Shangri-La and Moon, just to name a few. Uh-oh, there are no maps in multiplayer. There are no zombie maps in multiplayer. This is not the first spelling mistake or first grammar mistake or mistake as a whole we've seen from Treyarch. It's a very, very funny one. There are going to be no zombie maps in multiplayer, unfortunately. Treyarch Studios did post up a tweet confirming that it was a mistake. It reads, "The message of the day has been updated to reflect reality. Apologies for any confusion. Hashtag Zombies Chronicles." That was, if you sing Deadpool, that was a STOOPID. But if you guys were a little bit tripped out when you saw that, unfortunately, there's going to be no maps in multiplayer. And unfortunately, that is all the news I've got time for today. Emblem of the day goes to one of my moderators, Sir Energy Juice, tweeted me a tweet on my Twitter, and it reads, @DameAndThatGame, peep the new emblem, homie. Cool looking sunglasses emoji, and this boy is repping the .G army emblem. Absolutely amazing work. Absolutely love this one, dude. This is by far an amazing emblem. Thank you so much. I love people that take their time out to do .G inspired emblems. It really means a lot to me. It shows so much support to the channel, and my dude, my hat is tipped to you. Guys, if you want your very own chance to be featured in one of my zombie news videos on Emblem of the Day, please tweet me your best .G inspired emblems, zombie emblems, any emblems of Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare to my Twitter @DameAndThatGame for your chance to be featured in one of my episodes. But guys, you've been absolutely awesome. Don't forget to leave a like on today's video if we can hit 115, and that would be pretty insane. If you would like to support my channel in any other way, I do have a Patreon account. Links will be in the description. That would be pretty damn awesome too. But guys, this has been another episode of your source for COD Zombies news, zombie information and everything that you need to know about zombies. But until the next video, this is your boy Dame.